The complete history of the ancient world begins long before written records, in a time when early humans struggled against nature, learned to shape stone, mastered fire, and slowly developed the foundations of civilization. Around 300,000 years ago, Homo sapiens emerged in Africa, adapting to harsh environments through cooperation, communication, and innovation. These early humans lived as hunter-gatherers, following animals and seasonal plants, leaving behind cave paintings, tools, and burial sites that reveal their growing awareness of life, death, and meaning. Over tens of thousands of years, migrations carried humans across Asia, Europe, Australia, and eventually the Americas, spreading culture and knowledge across the planet. The greatest transformation in ancient history occurred with the Neolithic Revolution around 10,000 BCE. Humans discovered agriculture independently in several regions, including Mesopotamia, the Nile Valley, the Indus Valley, China, and Mesoamerica. Farming allowed people to settle permanently, leading to population growth, food surplus, and social organization. Villages expanded into towns, and towns became the first cities. With settled life came new challenges: land ownership, social inequality, disease, and conflict. Yet it also produced remarkable advances such as pottery, weaving, architecture, and early trade networks. Mesopotamia, often called the cradle of civilization, arose between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Here, the Sumerians built city-states like Uruk and Ur, developed irrigation systems, and invented cuneiform writing around 3200 BCE. Writing transformed history by allowing laws, economic transactions, and religious beliefs to be recorded. The Code of Hammurabi, created by the Babylonian king Hammurabi, stands as one of the earliest legal systems, reflecting a society structured by hierarchy, justice, and divine authority. Mesopotamia also produced advances in mathematics, astronomy, and literature, including the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest known stories about heroism, mortality, and the search for meaning. Along the Nile River, ancient Egypt flourished for over 3,000 years, protected by deserts and unified by the river's predictable floods. Egyptian civilization was deeply shaped by religion and the belief in the afterlife. Pharaohs were seen as divine rulers, responsible for maintaining order, known as Ma'at. Monumental architecture such as the pyramids of Giza and temples of Karnak and Luxor demonstrated both religious devotion and engineering mastery. Hieroglyphic writing, advances in medicine, calendar systems, and art reveal a society that valued balance, continuity, and eternal life. Unlike many ancient civilizations, Egypt experienced long periods of stability, allowing its culture to endure with remarkable consistency. To the east, the Indus Valley civilization developed around 2600 BCE in what is now Pakistan and northwest India. Cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro featured advanced urban planning, grid layouts, drainage systems, and standardized bricks. Despite its sophistication, much about the Indus civilization remains mysterious because its script has not yet been deciphered. Archaeological evidence suggests a relatively peaceful society focused on trade, craftsmanship, and civic order. Its decline, possibly caused by climate change and shifting rivers, remains one of ancient history's greatest puzzles. In China, early civilization emerged along the Yellow River with the Shang, Shang, and Zhou dynasties. The Shang dynasty is known for bronze casting, oracle bones used for divination, and early Chinese writing. The Zhou introduced the concept of the mandate of heaven, the idea that rulers governed by divine approval and could be overthrown if they failed morally. This belief shaped Chinese political thought for centuries. Ancient China also made lasting contributions such as silk production, philosophy, and complex bureaucratic systems that emphasized loyalty, order, and harmony. The ancient world was not limited to river valleys. In the eastern Mediterranean, the Minoans and Mycenaeans laid the groundwork for Greek civilization. Ancient Greece later became a center of philosophy, politics, art, and science. City-states like Athens and Sparta developed contrasting systems of governance and values. Athens experimented with democracy, allowing citizens to participate in decision-making, while Sparta focused on military discipline and strength. Greek thinkers such as Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle explored questions of ethics, knowledge, and reality that still influence modern thought. Greek achievements in architecture, drama, mathematics, and history shaped Western civilization profoundly. The rise of Rome transformed the ancient world on an unprecedented scale. Beginning as a small city-state in Italy, Rome expanded through military conquest, diplomacy, and legal organization. The Roman Republic introduced systems of governance, law, and citizenship that balanced power among institutions, though it was often marked by social conflict. Eventually, internal struggles and ambition led to the rise of emperors and the establishment of the Roman Empire. At its height, Rome controlled vast territories across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Roman engineering produced roads, aqueducts, and cities that connected the empire, while Roman law created principles still used in modern legal systems. Beyond the Mediterranean, ancient civilizations also thrived in the Americas. The Olmec civilization, considered the mother culture of Mesoamerica, emerged around 1200 BCE, creating monumental stone heads and religious traditions that influenced later societies. In the Andes, early cultures laid the foundation for future empires through agriculture, terracing, and complex social organization. These civilizations developed independently, demonstrating humanity's universal capacity for innovation and adaptation. Religion and mythology played a central role throughout the ancient world. Gods and goddesses explained natural forces, legitimized rulers, and provided moral frameworks. From the pantheons of Egypt, Greece, and Mesopotamia to early forms of Hinduism in South Asia and ancestral worship in China, belief systems shaped daily life and cosmic understanding. Toward the end of the ancient period, new religious and philosophical movements emerged, including Buddhism, Confucianism, and Judaism, offering ethical teachings that emphasized compassion, justice, and spiritual responsibility. The ancient world gradually transformed through trade, warfare, and cultural exchange. The Silk Road connected East and West, spreading goods, ideas, technologies, and religions across continents. Empires rose and fell, cities flourished and declined, and knowledge passed from one civilization to another. By around 500 CE, the classical ancient world gave way to new political and cultural structures, marking the transition to the medieval era. The complete history of the ancient world is a story of human resilience, creativity, ambition, and belief. It is the story of how small communities became great civilizations, how ideas outlived empires, and how the foundations of modern society were laid in stone, law, and thought. Though ancient civilizations have vanished, their influence remains alive in language, culture, science, and the shared memory of humanity, reminding us that the modern world is built upon the deep and enduring legacy of the ancient past.